Hey, welcome back to Building Dad Bod 2.0. Had a week off, planned on getting a ton of stuff done, killing some workouts, and well, I got some stuff done. Not sure I killed any workouts, but built an outside storage shed for the stuff that I use outside on a regular basis. So the farmer carry handles, see the handles for the sled there, the attachment for the sled, some plates that I had stored outside, they're now under cover. And then all the sandbags and slam balls are outside. So big reason why is just to keep them out of the weather. The slam balls get gummy and soft outside in the UV. So now they're under cover. All right, so today we are using the weighted vest at 28 pounds for jumps. So we're up from 25 pounds and we're jumping to the 26-inch platform. These jumps felt really explosive. No approach, just from a standstill. Landing really nicely on that 26-inch platform. Had a really sore hip for a while now. I aggravated it this winter on a heavy set of deadlifts. It was feeling better, but now it's just not in a happy place. So one of the things I noticed last week was doing higher jumps into a deep squat. That hip was feeling really aggravated on the landing. So what I'm going to do now is keep the platform at 26 inches and just keep upping the weight in the vest until either I max out the weight in the vest or I start landing in a deep squat. If the squat gets too deep, then what we'll do is we'll lower the weight back down and then raise the platform. At this point, as long as I'm landing above parallel, I'm happy. Just don't want to be landing in those really deep squats. And these bodyweight jumps were going really good until that last one there. Caught my toe on the front of the mat. No damage, just had to reset and start over again. But you can see I'm landing almost in a straight leg position on these. So those were good. Felt super explosive. Very happy with those. Here we go. People have been asking me a bit about how high is my vertical. So here's a couple shots. Next one we'll do, I will show in slow-mo. Platform's 26 inches. You can use the top of the door as a bit of a reference as well. So there you go. Nothing crazy. I don't have a good way to actually measure it, but judging by the height of the platform, maybe 24 inches. I don't know. My vertical is definitely nothing special. I'm a short old white dude, so I'm just happy I can jump at all. All right, on to deadlifts. So because the hip was bugging me, I knew the Zerchers were going to be a struggle. So I thought I'd get a few deadlift singles in from a little bit higher height. So I did a couple warm-ups. This right here is 312 pounds, double overhand. Grip felt really solid. I've been doing the heavy dead hangs, so definitely happy that my grip held up really well there. 356 here. That moved totally fine. Definitely felt it a lot in my hip. Wasn't happy with that, but decided to go up to 400 pounds. 400 was a grinder. Same thing. Really felt that in my hip, but at the end of the day, if I didn't tell you that my hip was killing me on these, I don't think you'd be able to tell. Zerchers, you can definitely tell. So this is just 135 pounds. I got these Safeties one position lower than I've been doing them. And I just could not get any power out of my hip at the bottom. It was just complete agony there. So I raised the Safeties up one position. Did one set of warm-ups here, starting from rack height, top down. And it was a little bit better there, but I knew then I could get the range of motion to start from these with the Safeties up one more. So went up to 185 pounds here. Managed to get under the bar, and these ones I was able to pull. See, I lost a little bit of tension there at the bottom. The hips were going down, and then on the pull, they're starting to go back up before I pull. So Zerchers for me are work in progress, but went off after 185 here to 207 pounds, which is about where I wanted to start this training block anyway. My 1 rep max on these is only 250 pounds, so want to give myself some runway to build up towards that and surpass that coming up in the future here. So and honestly, it's funny, if I didn't show you the 135 that I couldn't budge off the rack, to this point in the workout, like you'd think, his hip's fine. Not anything crazy with the workout, but nothing's really going too badly. Channel that I really like to watch at Yoked and Griddled. Yes, he is yoked and griddled. I'm getting yoked, I think, but I'm definitely not griddled yet. So got a long way to go to catch up to Mr. Yoked and Griddled. But anyway, I was watching him today. He was doing really deep squats, like as ass to grass as it gets. To me, the form was perfect. Looked amazing. Worked his way up to like, I think 340-ish pounds. And like, I was like, man, like your squats never cease to amaze me. Form is always on point. You're always moving good weights. He commented back to me, he said, man, like the workout actually wasn't what I was expecting. He said he's dealing with some tweaks and just wasn't feeling right. He said getting into that range of motion, he felt like he was really forcing it. Even though you watch it, it looked super natural, looked like he was doing it nice and easy. I would have never known. There was some injury stuff going on, some tweaks he's been dealing with. But what I like about it is there's no excuses. He's still in, getting the work in, doing what he can. I'm doing the same thing, working in here as hard as I can. That set of trap bar was supposed to be a set of 5. There was supposed to be 3 sets of 5 there. I ended up with 1 set of 4. So it's one of those things where I wasn't able to get the full amount of volume in on the working sets that I was expecting to. So just had to adapt, go to plan B, add in some more volume on stuff that didn't bother the hip. So these are some terminal knee extensions. Now I always try on posterior chain day to throw in some kind of a quad exercise. So these were a really nice addition for the day. They didn't bother the hip at all, and I got some good quad isolation work in. Then I followed that up with some cable hamstring curls. The machine curls bothered my hip the other day, the seated ones, so this was plan B, do the cable version. And honestly, these felt good. A little bit lighter, more reps, and got a really good hamstring stimulus out of it. And then I finished off with what started out as some banded good morning. So I got a black band up around my neck, my heaviest black band, but I felt like there wasn't enough tension at the bottom. So I took a short band, a short heavy band, and held that like as if I was doing a deadlift. Get a little bit more work at the bottom and then a nice contraction through the glutes at the top. I took these up to about 25 reps per set and just pushed them hard. Got a really good pump in my lower back and my glutes, but again, was able to keep the hip from getting super aggravated by it. Some days plan A goes great. Some days you're able to get through plan A, not quite right, but you're able to do it. And some days you just got to do what you can and then go to plan B. But with a little innovation, there's generally a way to get some work in, which for me on this day was way better than just sitting around and having my hip stiffen up even more than it already was. That's it for the workout. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.